100 years ago, on August 25, 1825, following a short period of rebellion, Uruguay declared its independence from Brazil. This instigated the Argentina-Brazil War, which lasted until August 1828, when the British negotiated a resolution that led to Brazil recognizing Uruguay's independence. Those who are from Uruguay, I want to wish you all a happy Independence Day. On August 25th to 31st, 1941, the Anglo-Soviet invasion of Iran took place in the neutral imperial state of Iran when it was invaded by the United Kingdom and the Soviet Union. The British and Soviets agreed to remain in Iran until 6 months after the defeat of their common enemy, Nazi Germany. This deadline fell on March 2nd, 1946, when Britain began its withdrawal, while the Soviet Union delayed until May, first citing security threats and later causing the Iran crisis of 1946. The invasion faced little resistance as Iran's military was heavily outmatched. Launching from the Kingdom of Iraq, the Azerbaijan SSR, and the Turkmen SSR, Allied forces attacked on August 25, 1941. By August 30th, Iran had accepted a ceasefire, and on August 31st, Reza Shah Pahlavi's government formally surrendered. The operation occurred 2 months after Germany invaded the Soviet Union, which had pushed Moscow into an alliance with Britain. It followed recent Allied victories over Axis-backed forces in Iraq, French Syria, and Lebanon. The objectives were to secure the Persian corridor for Soviet supply lines, protect Iran's oil fields, curb German influence, and prevent any Axis move through Turkey into Baku or British India. On September 16, 1941, Reza Shah abdicated and went into exile, replaced by his son Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. Iran then remained under British and Soviet occupation until 1946. On August 25, 1944, after more than 4 years of Nazi occupation, Paris, France was liberated by the French 2nd Armored Division and the U.S. 4th Infantry Division. German resistance was light, and General Dietrich von Schultitz, commander of the German garrison, defied an order by Adolf Hitler to blow up Paris's landmarks and burn the city to the ground before its liberation. Schultitz signed a formal surrender that afternoon, and on August 26, Free French General Charles de Gaulle led a joyous liberation march down the Champs-Élysées. 80 years ago, on August 25, 1945, the abdication of Emperor Bao Dai marked the end of the Nguyen dynasty's 143-year rule and the fall of Vietnam's monarchy. With it, the short-lived Empire of Vietnam, nominally led by Bao Dai, but controlled by Japan, also collapsed. His abdication came in response to the August Revolution, during which power was transferred to the newly reformed Democratic Republic of Vietnam after the end of World War II, and the occupation of Vietnam by France and later Japan. After receiving a telegram from the Viet Minh demanding his abdication, Bao Dai announced his decision on August 25, 1945, and formally abdicated in a public ceremony on August 30th. At this event, he handed over the imperial seal and sword, symbolically transferring the mandate of heaven to the new government. Following this, he became citizen Vinh Thuy and later served as an advisor to the Democratic Republic of Vietnam in Hanoi. When the French returned after Japan's defeat, they attempted to restore Bao Dai as a political figure, establishing the state of Vietnam, with him as chief of state. They also created the domain of the crown, where he retained the title of emperor until 1955. However, with the founding of the Republic of Vietnam that year, Bao Dai's rule officially ended. On the same day of the abdication, John Birch, a 27-year-old United States Army Air Force's military intelligence captain, OSS field agent, and a former Baptist minister and missionary, was brutally murdered in a confrontation with Chinese communist soldiers during an assignment he was ordered on by the OSS 10 days after the war ended. Birch was posthumously awarded the Army Distinguished Service Medal. In 1958, Robert H.W. Welch Jr. founded the right-wing American political advocacy group known as the John Birch Society, naming it in Birch's honor. Welch regarded him as a martyr and the first victim of the Cold War. Birch's parents were made honorary life members of the organization. On August 25, 1967, George Lincoln Rockwell, an American neo-Nazi activist who founded the American Nazi Party and became one of the most notorious white supremacists in the United States, was shot to death by 29-year-old John Patler, a former member of the American Nazi Party whom Rockwell had expelled earlier that year. Politically, Rockwell openly praised Adolf Hitler, denied the Holocaust, and claimed that Martin Luther King Jr. was being used by Jewish communists to control white society. He blamed Jews for the civil rights movement, labeling them as traitors, and described black people as a primitive race, advocating their relocation to a United States-funded state in Africa. Although Rockwell never gained real political influence and remained relatively unknown to the general public, his ideology left a lasting mark on far-right extremism and the development of neo-Nazism. I hate neo-Nazis. 40 years ago, on August 25, 1985, Bar Harbor Airlines Flight 1808, a Beech 99 from Logan International Airport to Bangor International Airport, crashed short of the runway, killing all 6 passengers and 2 crew on board. Among the passengers was 13-year-old Samantha Smith, an American schoolgirl renowned as a goodwill ambassador to the Soviet Union and a cast member of the television series Lime Street. And on August 25, 2001, a Cessna 402 twin-engine light aircraft crashed shortly after takeoff from Marsh Harbor Airport on the Abaco Islands of the Bahamas, killing the pilot and all 8 passengers on board. Among the victims was American singer and actress Aaliyah Houghton, 22, with whom I share the same age. Scotty Gallen, a 41-year-old bodyguard who initially survived the crash and was worried about Aaliyah's condition in his final moments. Anthony Dodd, a 34-year-old hairstylist. Douglas Kratz, 28, a representative for Virgin Records. Gina Smith, 30, production manager for Blackground Records. Christopher Maldonado, 32, makeup artist. Eric Foreman, 29, makeup artist. And Keith Wallace, 49, record executive at Blackground Records and a family friend of Aaliyah. The group had just completed filming the music video for Rock the Boat and had chartered the flight to return to Florida. The investigation found that the plane had tried to take off while overloaded, carrying 8 passengers despite being certified for only 7. It was also revealed that the pilot, Luis Antonio Morales III, 30, had falsified his records regarding experience and qualifications to operate the aircraft. It was rumored that he had been drinking before the flight and that his pilot's license had been suspended. When his body was recovered, there were traces of cocaine and alcohol in his system, according to his toxicology. Now let me tell y'all something. When you're about to operate a vehicle like a car, a boat, or a plane, don't be that guy. You do not drink. You can't hide it either. The police will find you and they will arrest you. So, word of advice: stay sober or get pulled over. And if you're all interested in the music video Rock the Boat, the link is in the description below. Well, that's all I have for today. If you like what you hear, leave a comment down below and subscribe. This is Stephen Luke, and I'll see you next time for another history update.